So we have the AAA, AA, High A, Single A scores for in Ricky Mouse for Wednesday, July 22nd, 2026. The second last day of the Florida Complex League and Arizona Complex Leagues. There is still about a month left of the regular season for the American Summer League before the pool play gets underway. And the Florida Complex League, Arizona Complex Leagues are not televised on streaming. Before, it used to be where they only streamed like AAA. Like AAA was only like live streamed for the most part. And then it went to like AA, High A, and finally, like, even just recently, I think it was like pretty recently, within like the last 5-10 years, like almost like maybe 5 years, maybe 10 years. I know it hasn't been a while, but Single A's been live streamed on TV. Or just not the local TV stations in the markets, or like just even like the MiLB at TV or Valley Sports Live. So yeah. Wednesday, July 2026. Let's do what scores. Let's start with AAA. So Buffalo 9-2 win over Rochester. Indianapolis 2 win over Lehigh Valley. St. Paul 9-0 over Columbus. Sacramento 7 over Oklahoma City. Gwinnett 7 over Iowa. Russia 8-4 over Norfolk. Louisville 9-0 over 2. Syracuse 5-4 over Wilkes-Barre. Durham 8-2 over Memphis. Charlotte 6-4 over Nashville and Sings. Albuquerque 9. Albuquerque 5-2 over Round Rock. Omaha 8-3 over Salt Lake. Reno 10-7 over Tacoma. Las Vegas 5-1 over El Paso. And Hoosier in the first game of the doubleheader, they win 3-2. Hoosier, both teams won the first. Jacksonville won the fourth, and 2 in the fourth for Hoosier. And that's it. Jacksonville wins on 3 runs, 3 hits in the air. Jacksonville 2 runs and 6 hits. In the second game of the doubleheader, Jacksonville 12 runs, hits. Hoosier 13 runs, 15 hits, 2 errors. So the highest scoring game. We got Jacksonville 2 in the first, 5 in the second. Hoosier 3 in the second, 1 in the third, and 3 in the fourth for Jacksonville, and 6 in the fourth for Hoosier. And that made it 10. And then it was 12-10 with 2 in the fifth for Jacksonville, and then 3 runs in the last inning, the seventh for Hoosier. And that went 13-12. What did I do? Here's Berto touring. Wellington 2 report. Double this is by New Hampshire 7-4 Chesapeake 7-3 over Erie. Turns 7-6 over Tuna. January 8-4 Boxy. Red Squad 3-1 over Columbus. Birmingham 8-6 over Montgomery. Roxy 6 over Knoxville. Tulsa 5 over Arkansas. Corpus Christi 10-9 over Monroe. Frisco 7-5 over San Diego. Arizona 9-4 over Springfield. Wichita 7-5 over Midland. And then in the makeup of the July 21st game, which was Tuesday's game, they have a Wednesday doubleheader. And Hartford win 7-6-5. Hartford wins 6-5. Hartford with 3 in the second. Richmond 1 in the third. Hartford with 4 or 3 in the 3 in the second for Hartford, 1 in the third for Richmond, 3 in the fourth for Hartford, and then 3 in the fifth for Richmond, 1 in the sixth for Richmond as well. And then in the second game of the letter, they split the letter actually. Richmond wins game 2 of the letter 5-3. Richmond had 5 runs and 6 hits to yours. Hartford 3 runs and hits winner. In the first game of the letter, Hartford had 6 runs and 7 hits. And then Richmond had 5 runs and 6 hits in the air. So the team with the least hits wins each game, which is kind of surprising. And we have 3 in the third for both teams. and then return with 2 in the 6th. That is the game. And then in high A, we have pretty sure 5-0 Brooklyn. Hudson 6-0 Winston. Scotland 6-0 Wisconsin. Kainan Freund. Peoria 7-2 West Michigan. Quad Cities 13-0 Chevrolet. Frederick 13 Rome. Greenville 13-6 MC. Sierra Rapids fell to Dean 6-5. Demons 6-5 or Serpents. Griggs 4-2 Ransom. Vancouver 8-6 or Hillsborough. Tracy 6-5 or Spokane. And then Eugene 10-5 Bowling Green 2-1 Asheville in the first game of the year. Bowling Green scored both the runs in the second. And then Asheville with their run in the 6th. And Bowling Green won 2. Asheville had 1 run, 3 hits. Bowling Green had 2 runs and 4 hits in the year. And then in the makeup game, it was a Tuesday makeup game. And they try to play the next day or maybe a couple days in the future. But they make the doubleheader, they try to. Just so that if there's a couple doubleheaders that need to be played during that series, they can get them in. Like if there's a, say, doubleheader Wednesday, they gotta play doubleheader on third. They play that Rainbow on Thursday, and then they play doubleheader on Friday. Instead of Thursday, having a doubleheader, You either need to play doubleheaders like back-to-back days, like Friday, Saturday, or maybe do Friday, Sunday. They're able, to do doubleheaders. Without having to worry about, what I mean? The only certain things, maybe if there's like kids, like a camp day for kids, where it's like, hey, they don't want to do 2 7-inning games, make the kids stay for 2 7-inning games. With the camp day, they just want like 1 guaranteed, like 9-inning game. That makes total sense. Like a game at like 11 a.m. to like 2 p.m. for the kids. And, and that's it, And the kids get home at a decent hour for camp day. That makes perfect sense. But otherwise, but otherwise that makes sense. But, or maybe just because of like the weather scenario, maybe like the temperatures made it so cooler. If we can do it a little cooler this day, or maybe, there's a chance of rain in the forecast that day in the future, but that's really about it. Otherwise, it makes sense to play the next day, a double header. And then we had the day after, Tuesday, rain got canceled, or postponed, play Wednesday. Makes perfect sense. Then in 16-5 from Branson, from Irish 29 COC. Clear 1100 Daytona. Tampa 3-2 Palm Beach. Ontario 6-5 San Jose. Chelsea 6-4 Delmarva. Lakeland 11 or Jupiter. Jupiter only had 7 hits, so 5 pitches, pass balls, walks, and air for like. So, but let's see. 9-3 over Augusta. Fredericksburg 9-6 for This is silly. Justin 3-2 Wilson. Columbia 4-0 Canopus. Bizzo 13 Elzer. Second 6-0 Pair. Fresno 5-4 Orange Coop. Murray Check Green. Rain makeup on 24th. They're not playing a Thursday doubleheader. They're playing a Friday doubleheader. And we had game 2. Game 1 is at 5:03 Eastern. Is game 1, which is the regularly scheduled game of July 24th, which is the regularly scheduled game, which is Friday game. And then makeup of July 26th, which is the Wednesday makeup, which is always second. And that's going to be immediately after, like 30 minutes after the conclusion. Usually it's like 40 minutes after, so 7:33 Eastern. Like I would say about that, a little later. If it goes past 2 hours, which it definitely could. I would say probably 7:33, 8:03 in that range. It goes 2.5 hours. Depending with that extra names. All that stuff. And then And then we have the makeup of July 9th game, the final game, which was Astros Blue, Lady Batista 3-2 Astros Blue, Cubs Blue 12-2 Pirates Black. This is a mixed ring. Reds 8-4 Braves, Phillies 10-2 ring, and my Yankees. Carl 10-4 Angels. Makeup of the July 20th game between Cubs Red Pirates School. Cubs Red wins 6-4 Pirates School in innings. In the Florida Complex League, Mets won 11 runs. Makeup of the July 18th game. Twins beat the Red Sox 8-5. Completion of Giant game. In the Florida Complex League, Braves 3-2 Orioles. Cardinals fell the Astros 7-6. Went to schedule for some 1 innings. In the Arizona Complex League, scheduled for some 1-8. Brewers 10-7 White Sox. Mariners 7-2 Royals. Reds 2-0 Padres. Cubs 4-3 Dodgers Lions. Rockies 10-2 Rangers. Athletics 9-5 Diamondbacks. And then the cancel make a giant scheme between Cereal Girl and Astros Orange. That is a cancel game. And then the Pirates and Red Sox, they cancel their doubleheader, or cancel their game in the Florida Complex League. And because they actually cancel it, the team future read they cancel that makeup game. And the Twins and the Red Sox actually decided to play instead. The Red Sox decided to not play with the Pirates team. The Pirates team must not want to play. So the Twins were able to slide in on that day and make it up. And we're all Cereal Girl and Astros Orange are canceling because they're not playing the rest of the season. They could have an off day on like a Wednesday, but they chose not to. Either that, or maybe they don't have any more Wednesday off days. Maybe they don't.